Hello YouTube world, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. So in this video, we're going to talk about everything you need to know about the Devil's Pool experience. So I had the privilege of visiting the Devil's Pool last December, and through that organizing, through the whole experience, I learned a few things about this experience that I'm sharing with you so that you can make your experience better, like way better. So the first thing you should know is that the Devil's Pool or the Angel's Pool experience is organized by the Zambezi camps, and they sort of like take you through the Zambezi River where you go to the edge of the waterfalls and you do like the whole experience. And the Devil's Pool and the Angel's Pool actually they're two different places of the same carton. And usually you can visit the Devil's Pool during the raw season and the Angel's Pool during the high season. So the way this thing is organized is that as you're approaching the waterfalls, you first see the Angel's Pool, and then when you walk that way up, and you're gonna see the Devil's Pool. But then the where the Angel's Pool is set is usually the side that usually has a lot of water during high season. So during high season, you cannot do the Devil's Pool. During high season, they're gonna take you to the Angel's Pool because it's gonna be a lot of water in between the Angel's Pool and the Devil's Pool. That way you can like cross. But during low season, the Angel's Pool usually has no water. It's just like a bed of rocks. So they would take you to the Devil's Pool because the Devil's Pool sort of like holds water during the low season, so you can still do the experience. The second thing you should know is that though you can book this experience through different hotels, hostels, lodges, people, you can book them through different channels. They're all booking to the same person, the same island company, basically, because this Livingston Island is the only company that does these tours. And because you're booking through different people, you should be aware of the fact that you're gonna be charged differently because different people choose to keep like different commission for this service. For instance, the standard price for this experience, if you book directly with the camp, the Sindambezi, the ones that organize this, if you book it directly through them, they're gonna charge you like $110 for this experience. But for instance, from my hotel, I paid $135, and I have a friend who had paid 140, and I know someone else who had paid like $120. So like the price fluctuates based on where you book from because everyone is gonna add on a different commission for themselves, but they're all booking the same person, and the base price is $110. The third thing you should know is that the company organizes these trips 5 times a day. So there are different timings of the day you could go to do this experience. And they do in groups with a minimum of like four, I guess. I don't remember the minimum very well, but the maximum is 24. So maximum group size is 24, and they have a minimum, but they do it like 5 times a day. And because they're the only ones that do this experience, in most cases they always have people, so you don't have to worry about, let's say, the minimum number not being there because they mostly always have people. Number four, you should know that going for these tour different times of the day, it can cost you differently. For instance, if you go for the morning tour, it's a bit cheaper than if you go for the afternoon tour. And the reason for the differences is because they offer you a meal, and it's a proper meal, like a five-star meal, so to say, because it was so tasty. So because they offer a meal, the prices for the morning tours and the afternoon tours are different because the morning tours they only serve you breakfast, and for the afternoon tour they serve you lunch. So there is that difference as well. So, and the fifth thing you should know is that if you hate crowded places, you should probably opt for the morning option because during the morning there are less people on the island than in the afternoon and evening. And it's because they sort of like take turns. Let's say if the first group came, before the first group leaves, the second group will be coming in. So when the first group is leaving, the second group is doing the experience. But it's within those exchanges that sometimes you find there are like a lot more people in the island, even though each group has their own boat, but it's gonna be like a lot of crowds and a lot of queues to sort of like do like the whole pool experience because they sort of like give everyone their chance to like experience being on the edge and all of that, and you sort of like have to wait. So as the time goes, there is somehow a queue to sort of like do the age experience. So if you have very impatient, you should probably opt for the morning option. Another thing you should know is that before you go for the Devil's Pool or the Angel's Pool experience, they're going to make you sign a waiver form. And I think it's just standard behavior considering how risky this activity is. So for me, that was a bit scary. But then they sort of like they explained to us that since the beginning they've never had like any accident or anything, but they're just doing this for protocol and for like safety reasons. Also, if you love boat rides and like the views, just know that this trip is for you because you're gonna have like the most beautiful views during your ride towards the edge, because you're riding through the Zambezi, as I'd mentioned at the beginning, you're riding through the Zambezi towards the edge of the falls. And the ride is a bit of a stretch. It's like a 15 minutes, 20 minutes boat ride. So that's like a bonus in this experience because you're gonna have like a 20 minutes free boat ride, which is very beautiful. It has like beautiful views and like you just like you get to like inhale all of that before like you get to do the adrenaline thrilling activity of like holding on the edge of the falls. Something else you should know is that they don't discriminate who should go and who should not go based on like their swimming abilities. Like even if you don't know how to swim, you can do this experience because they have guides who could like hold your hand all the way through and they won't let you swim because even when you're crossing the river, there's a place where you sort of like walk to cross the river and they ask you all like, do you want to swim? Do you want to be held your hand? Do you want to walk? So they're very accommodating for like everyone based on their comfortability and you don't have to worry that, oh, I can swim, I can do that. No, they're gonna hold your hand for that. And even when you're holding on the edge, someone else will be holding you at the back in case you're wondering like how are these people doing this adrenaline thrilling activities. It's because there's someone in the background holding you. So you sort of like feel the safety to sort of like just go ahead and do it. So you don't have to worry about like being a non-swimmer. You can still do this activity. So overall, I'd say like this was sort of like a very wholesome activity. It was like wholesome overall because the way that everything is curated, like from how they pick you up, the introduction, they sort of like do it very soothingly, and then the boat ride, which I really enjoyed. It was very beautiful. And then you go there, you do the experience. After the experience, you sort of like have a meal, as I said, based on the time of the day you've chosen. You would either have breakfast or lunch, and it's a proper course meal. So you're gonna have like a very tasty meal, and so it's just like a whole nice wholesome experience. I liked how they packed everything because I really enjoyed myself for this one. But also for the ladies, you should know that just make sure to go to the washroom. That's a tip for you because the washroom has the most insane views. Have you ever? It's a low with a view. Like so, where the girls' washroom is, the Victoria Falls are right in front of you. So, like, what else can you ask for in this world? So yeah, I think you should make sure you visit the washroom if you ever go there because that's not to be missed at any point. And please subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed this video so far and you're finding it useful. Something else you should know about this whole experience, you don't have to worry about like who's going to take your photos. Let's say if you're traveling alone and you're worried if you do this experience and then you're not going to have someone take your photos because the guys are going to do that for you. And let me tell you, they're so good at this. I think they've done this so many times. At this point their photo skills are like top notch. So don't even stress about like who's going to take your photo. If you're a solo traveler or if you have no company to sort of like do this experience with, do it alone because the guys will take the photos for you and the world will see how brave you are. So kudos to you and do this experience anyway. Okay. Okay. So please subscribe to my channel. And that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for having me. And I hope you've learned a few things. Until next time, adios.